Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning into Video Games in the World. My name is John, and today's episode is a Christmas special to celebrate Christmas. It is that time of the year where people gather together as a family and also as friends for a nice dinner, sitting around the fireplace with a mug of hot chocolate with marshmallows on it, and also waiting to open those presents that we wanted so much all year. And if you behave so good, a lot of presents wait for you. But if you misbehave, the one thing you're going to get is a giant chunk of carbon rock. However, there are many video games that are Christmas themed. And of course, we also want to watch our favorite Christmas movies such as Home Alone, The Santa Claus, Nightmare Before Christmas, Jingle All the Way, etc., etc. However, time off of work or school in this season gives you the perfect opportunity to catch up on gaming. So why not play a video game that puts you in the Christmas spirit? And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a special top 10 of Christmas. So let's count the top 10 video games for Christmas. Number 10. Number 10 is Home Alone. Now, I really love the Home Alone movie, and I watch it every Christmas when the time comes, of course. However, despite the movie being so successful and spawning a bunch of sequels, the game, well, that's a different story, because the NES game of Home Alone is where you have to avoid Harry and Marv for 20 minutes. It's like a game of tag you're it. But when you get caught, you lose a life. You're just going to have to avoid Harry and Marv for 20 long minutes on the NES, but the Super NES version and the Sega Genesis versions are improvements of the NES version. Because in the NES and Sega versions, you have to hide the family riches before Harry and Marv steal it. But in the Sega Genesis version, you have to save other houses aside of your own. Number 9. Number 9 is Christmas Adventure Candy Storm. In this game, Lisa's grandfather, Santa Claus, has asked for help delivering Christmas presents to a remote town. Trying to shorten her way, she drives through an old forest when suddenly her car turns into candies. Moreover, everything around is scattered with candies and covered with other sweets. Help Lisa investigate what happened and help fix her car so she can make it to town in time to save Christmas. It is a bright artwork, a hilarious Christmas game, and reminds me in a certain way of Criminal Case, searching for items and other things to save Christmas. It is for Windows XP, Windows Vista 7 and 8, not to forget that the platform you'll play this game on are mobile phones, iOS, and PC, and Mac. Number 8. Number 8. Donkey Kong 3, Dixie Kon's Double Trouble. Of course, you didn't think of this game as a Christmas game, but what you probably didn't know at the time is that the game hides a festive secret. Input Mary into the file select screen and you'll jazz the game up with some Christmas trappings. The bonus levels will play holiday music while the stars become bells and their bananas become presents. It's not a big change, but if you're using the holidays as a chance to replay an old school favorite, it adds a very good touch. It would be nice to see more games throw in some little Christmas secrets like DKC3 did. Because how cool it will be to unwrap a game and discover some holiday bonuses for you to fire it up. Number 7. Ranking number 7 is Batman Returns for the Super NES. We all remember that movie from 1992 where the Bat saves Christmas from the Penguin. But it's not like your typical lighthearted Christmas movie or the lighthearted Batman that you saw in the 60s. We're talking about Tim Burton's Batman. In this story of Batman, Batman punches crime in the face as he fights against Penguin's thugs, Catwoman, and finally, Oswald Cobblepot himself, who's trying to ruin Christmas by taking over Gotham as mayor of Gotham City. If Batman fails, Penguin becomes mayor, and crime will be at an all-time high, ladies and gentlemen. So before Batman Returns, he stopped the Joker, and his laughter was never heard again. But now, it's time for Batman to not let the Penguin win. Number 6. Duke Nukem, Nuclear Winter. Nuclear Winter is an expansion of Duke Nukem 3D, of course. Not every Christmas-themed game has to be family-friendly. This expansion pack was criticized for recycling some levels from the main game, but time has probably healed that flaw unless you're a hardcore fan who has the game memorized. Of course, we all know that Duke Nukem was very ultra-violent, but in this one, the humor of Christmas decorations and music is worth witnessing. Duke's animation to save stopped a Santa Claus that has been brainwashed by aliens. Along the way, he'll battle evil elves, snowmen, and monsters wearing Santa hats and reindeer horns, which makes it a lot hilarious. Even the strippers wear festive clothing and dance in clubs full of lights and trees, which can raise some conflicting emotions about how you view holidays. But if Christmas is shopping and visiting obscure family members is stressing you out, shooting your way through a North toy factory is a good way to unwind. Number 5. Number 5. Batman: Arkham Origins. Christmas is approaching in Gotham, but that doesn't mean that it's any less safer in Gotham. So Batman has to fight a bunch of bad guys led by Black Mask and even the Joker himself. He'll fight a bunch of criminals as well. Now, we all know that Arkham Origins is a prequel to the Arkham franchise. Unfortunately, this game was not developed by Rocksteady. Unlike the other Arkham games such as Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, which is not my most favorite. But if you're feeling for a little beatdown on the holidays, Arkham Origins is definitely the game for you, just as the Batman Returns for the Super NES, the NES, and the Sega Genesis. Number 4. Saints Row 4. How the Saints Save Christmas is number 4. So, if you're looking for some fun in adult Christmas but want something a little more modern, then this DLC is for you. This already ridiculous world of Saints Row is taken to the extreme with a holiday movie mashup that parodies Die Hard, Christmas Story, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and every other movie you're probably sick of watching. Well, except Die Hard, because nobody gets sick of watching it, especially me. It's not exactly the most subtle and nuanced Christmas tale ever conceived, but watching all the game's over-the-top criminal caricatures get into the Christmas spirit is funny and oddly charming at times. You gotta save Santa from the nefarious futuristic warlord named Claus, and you do it while wearing an ugly Christmas sweater and shooting gingerbread men with a BB gun. So, it's really hard to not like this one on some level. If you're lucky, you might even learn a thing or two about the true meaning of Christmas, or perhaps not. Number 3. The number 3 is Bully, a Christmas-themed stage. Remember that video game Bully created by Rockstar Games, the same guys who brought you Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption? Well, Bully was an awesome game, no doubt. And of course, when you played Bully, you felt like if you were in high school once again. You were embroiled in the hormonally charged ups and downs of high school life. And it's one of the best games of all time. However, there was a chapter, the 3rd chapter of the game, Christmas Variety gave you a Rudolph jumper to wear alongside infinite snowballs to ping off your classmates' heads. Nice, huh? Number 2. Number 2. Halloweentown, Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts is one of my most favorite franchises of all time. However, in Kingdom Hearts 2, you once again visit the world of The Nightmare Before Christmas, and this time, it's not just Halloween you have to save, but also you have to help Jack Skellington save Christmas. You do spend a good chunk of time getting dressed in macabre makeup and seeing your companions take on Halloween costumes of their own. But simply seeing the likes of Jack Skellington's gangly frame, Santa's round belly, or the entirety of Christmas Town in digital form is enough to make this a standout level in itself. I happen to be a big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas and Kingdom Hearts, so I really enjoy playing this level. It's really awesome. If you haven't played Kingdom Hearts, I recommend you play it. You're not going to regret this. Number 1. And finally in first place is Animal Crossing New Leaf. Animal Crossing is such an awesome game for the whole family to enjoy, and perhaps the best game to celebrate Christmas is one that revolves around all sorts of holidays. Aside from fishing, bug catching, and helping your lazy animal neighbors make deliveries with friends who are like 50 feet away, Animal Crossing is all about celebrating special days. First, snow starts drifting into town, allowing you to assemble snowmen who give you gifts. Then the store starts selling Santa hats, Christmas trees, and other festive decorations. The pine trees become decorated with lights, auroras pierce the sky, and your neighbors start hinting at the gifts they want to find under their trees. And finally, on Christmas Eve, you can celebrate Toy Day, where a reindeer tasks you with handing out presents to the proper villagers. Do it right, and you'll get some toys of your own. So finally, in conclusion, there are so many good Christmas games out there, not just the ones I mentioned in this top 10. You can also find a lot of Christmas-themed things in video games. And I just want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I hope you get all the presents that you love. This is John, your host of Video Games in the World. Stay tuned for episode 4. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Not to forget, have a loving, blessed, happy New Year. Bye-bye.